There comes a time when the people must, in one voice, one goal, and one purpose, cry out against the hand of oppression, injustice, neocolonialism, and modern-day slavery. There comes a time when Nigerians and Africans must, with one heart, one mind, and one resolve, confront, stop, and disable the untamed, mischievous, and filthy hands of the tax masters and their paymasters. Yes, the tax masters who enrich themselves at the expense of the masses, who create policies that do not favor the common people, who exploit national resources without accountability. Their greed has resulted in hardship, poverty, and suffering. I am talking about these tax masters who have been accused of brutality, extortion, and intimidation of citizens, especially during peaceful protests. These are mere stooges and tools in the hands of their lord, deployed for nothing other than state operation. They are in the army. You can find them in the police, the DSS, the SSS, or these confused people that run errands for politicians, aka thugs. Also, these tax masters are bureaucratic elites and civil service cabals that frustrate the public with inefficiency, nepotism, and delays. They make life difficult for ordinary citizens seeking basic services. These tax masters also include exploitative economic elites and crony capitalists who, through political connections, corner public contracts, inflate costs, and hoard wealth while the rest of the population struggles. So they profit from public suffering. Sadly, these tax masters are not far from religious and cultural leaders complicit in oppression. They align themselves with corrupt politicians or remain silent in the face of injustice, thus misleading their congregations and subjects into complacency while benefiting from the system. How about the unjust legal and judicial system? They are the ones unleashing the whip with all the strength they've got. They delay justice and favor the wealthy and influential. It's a matter of the highest bidder at the expense of the poor. They perpetuate oppression. There comes a time when all of this must end. And you, their paymasters, the foreign powers, multinational corporations, and international financial institutions, you surreptitiously and clandestinely control African economies through debt, trade policies, and development aid. You exploit our natural resources through unfair contracts and partnership. You influence our internal politics by sponsoring or supporting certain leaders or policies that favor your interests. You bribe and manipulate African leaders to sign away national wealth, our oil blocks, mineral rights, and our treasured and blessed lands for peanuts. But not anymore. There comes a time when Nigeria's and Africa's liberation from neocolonialism is nothing short of imminent. There's a shift in paradigm in the African continent. The chains are breaking in broad day. A new dawn is disrupting the darkness of decades. Africa is rising, not by permission, but by conviction. The silence of the oppressed is turning into a roar. Mental walls are collapsing faster than colonial borders ever did. The black man is reclaiming his name, his voice, and his value. History is being rewritten not by foreign hands, but by African hearts. The exploited are becoming the enlightened. The age of dependence is dying. Self-determination is the new anthem. No longer slaves to foreign approval. We are masters of our destiny. From victims of colonization, we rise to visionaries of civilization. This is not a rebellion, it is a resurrection. Our roots are deep, and now our reach is unstoppable. The paymasters tremble because the taxmasters have lost their grip. We are no longer asking for a seat at the table. We are building our own. And you taxmasters, your days of silent betrayal are numbered. You taxmasters who drink from golden cups, while your people thirst, judgment knocks at your palace gates. You taxmasters, puppets of foreign powers, your chains of control are breaking apart. You taxmasters who crush the future for a seat at foreign tables, your thrones are sinking in shame. You taxmasters, dressed in power but naked in purpose, the people awaken and they remember your name. You taxmasters, guardians of greed and defenders of decay, your time is up and history is watching. You taxmasters who sell your land for crumbs and your soul for applause, you will not escape the fire you lit. You taxmasters who silence prophets and empower oppressors, your walls of deception are crumbling. You taxmasters whose hands are stained with stolen futures, your wealth will rot and your legacy will fade. You taxmasters, agents of a system that strangled its sons, you cannot stop what heaven has ordained. You taxmasters who mock justice and merchandise hope, your name shall be a byword, not a banner. You taxmasters, watch closely, for the ground is shaking beneath your feet and the people you once intimidated are no longer afraid. You taxmasters, the sword of truth is swinging and it will not spare the corrupt. You taxmasters who turn public office into private altars, your idols will fall like Dagon. So there comes a time when Nigeria and its African counterparts rise and shake off taxmasters and their paymasters. And power will return to the people. And the time is now.